Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, it's Friday the 13th, still in America. It's Saturday the 14th here in Australia. I have marathoned the first 8 Friday the 13th films and Jason Goes to Hell. And I took a bit of a break. I'm going to watch Freddy vs. Jason and Jason X later and then the remake later. But I noticed that there were a couple of fan films that had been released. There was Here Comes the Night and Never Hike Again Part 2, and I was excited about that. And then I saw, it's just like the first 5 minutes, like a preview. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll watch that. And I'll watch Never Hike Again tomorrow after I finish watching the films. But I couldn't help myself since Never Hike Again was just a couple of minutes, just a preview of what I'll watch that. And oh my God, it was so good. I mean, it looks amazing. The other films look good as well, but this looks amazing. It starts off with a little kid sitting on Camp Crystal Lake. He's got his legs in the water. He's on this little dock that's sitting right on like the water level. And someone comes up behind him. And for a second you think, oh, it's Jason. It's going to be a classic scene. And then you realise, oh, it's someone else. And then you realise, oh my God, it's Tom Matthews. It's, Tommy Jarvis. And he's talking to this kid. And he's like, I told you not to come out here alone. And he's like, I just wanted to, blah, 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 blah. And then he says, he's like, well, I don't want you coming out here alone, blah, blah. And he's like, is that because of Jason? And he's like, who told you? Who said that? Who told you that name? And he said, the kids, they told me he drowned and he's still down here waiting to pull me under the water. And then before I could realise this is a dream, Jason, comes out and jump scare actually worked. How many years later? When did they do it? Filmed at 79. It was out in 1980. So it was like 44 years ago. And the same jump scare basically still got me. But it was good. And then he wakes up, he's having a nightmare. And visually they did a very good job of it because he dives into the water and as he goes in and the angle changes, he's coming out of his bed. And it works really good. And you see him having flashbacks to everything, and you actually see him he's almost like he's taken on his Tommy, and also Tommy from Five, who had the mental issues, and the visions and flashbacks and nightmares and delusions. All in just a couple of seconds. They sold it all. And then you see him just sort of realising, okay, I'm awake. And you're wondering, where's Jennifer Cook? Where's the girl? Because I want her to be in this. Because I want them to either be together or have been together or have some relationship in each other's lives. But then you see water running over his feet and you realise he's still dreaming. And then you see Jason and he stands up and faces him. And then they show them face to face. And then, it goes to the credits. Never Hike Again 2. And I'm like, God, this looks good. Why couldn't the studio give us this? Because there's two versions of this. You either do Tom Matthews as Tommy continuing on, or you have Corey Haim come back and do it. Corey Feldman come back and do it. Sorry. Because there's two actors who are Tommy Jarvis. So it's like, which way do you go? Considering, I think the studio, if they ever did it, would go with, Corey Feldman because he's a name. Having the fan films use Tom Matthews is probably, good. But either way, it looked amazing. It was just a little jump scare nightmare scene to open the film up, and just to give you that, that teaser shot of him facing Jason, something we've always wanted to see. Something which I thought they were going to do in the last film, and I don't quite know why they did it this way, but either way, we're getting it. Now, is it going to be a full film? Is it going to be half a film, and then you put the two together, or the three together, because you've got the prequel and the other film, the two together, the anthology version is like a film, so I don't know. Either way, I was impressed. I should have gone to bed half an hour ago, and that was already 5 hours late. But I couldn't stop myself from watching it, and then I got all excited and it woke me up, and I thought, well, I may as well do a little video review, spoiler review, and talk about it for a second since I'm that excited about it. And of course it's coming out October, this year. So Friday the 13th, October 2023, we're getting the sequel to Never Hike Again. And I'm more excited about this than I am about any possible Friday the 13th film project. Although I'm kind of excited about the TV show because hopefully we'll get a lot of seasons, a lot of episodes, kind of like Bates Motel, and it just gives you more to watch. Like instead of just the same 8 to 12 movies that I love, but I have watched quite a lot. It'd be nice to have something else, to watch as well. So I'm excited about that more for the content and volume, as opposed to the actual managing of the subject matter. But this, as a film, more excited than I have been for any Friday the 13th film for a very long time. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I have to remember Friday the 13th, Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, is actually 30 years old this year. So I should do a review comparing all the different versions. But I don't know. See ya.